are talking about pleasure. Are we having pleasure, and what is missing?
Well, I think there's so many things missing. It's so interesting because we seem to have this collective point of view, or a lot of people seem to have this point of view that I mean, just let's look at just what church tells us. Church tells us that if we're really enjoying our lives here, then we're somehow bad people, and our job is to suffer here so we can go to heaven. And I'm like, oh, I disagree. I think the purpose of life is to have fun and have as much pleasure as you can. But we're also taught this lie that if you actually live your life from what makes you happy, then you're going to be abusive and unkind to other people, or you're going to be selfish. And that there is no bigger lie that exists. What I found is when you actually start having a sense of enjoying your life, you become more of a contribution to other people. Those arrogant, selfish people are not people who are truly having the pleasure of being alive. They're people who are insecure. They're tiny Chihuahuas, and they're trying to act like big old dragons. They're not. So when we truly get a sense of us and truly start living our life from what makes us happy, we get happier. We spread the happiness to our families, to our friends, to everybody who comes into our life. And so we've created lives that are we've created lives that somehow we must solve all the problems. We have either one of two points of view. We must suffer and suffer and suffer so we can get to heaven someday. Or if you don't have that point of view, we have this idea that we must solve all of our problems before we can be happy for a moment, before we create more problems, as though our greatest gift to the world is solving problems. And so this whole idea is flawed, and it's based on lies. And when I say lies, see, a lie is anything that's not actually true well, let's put it this way. A lie is anything that's not true for you. And then fundamentally, we seem to have these weird universal lies that go against what the universe shows us is actually going on for it. And we're part of the universe, by the way. A lot of people go, oh, the universe out there, I'm asking for the universe. I'm like, you're part of the universe. Get it, let it contribute. And I also have this other point of view that I probably shouldn't share, and I'll probably get in lots of trouble for, but why not? My point of view is, okay, we have this idea of heaven. And if we look at it, though, from the current religious models, who is it that's going to heaven? It's going to be fundamentalist Christians, fundamentalist Muslims, fundamentalist Jews, basically the fundamentalists of the world that think they're right and everybody else is wrong. Is that really where you want to go when you die? I don't think so.
Me neither. I don't want this. And the funny thing is that my father, his father was Jewish, my grandmother was Protestant, and my mother was Catholic. And right now, here I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
And my personal point of view is, who cares what religion you are? Like, if that works for you and is making you a kinder person, if that gives you something that allows you to tap into what's actually true for you, and it's true for you, and you're not using it to abuse other people and invalidate them, that's awesome. Yes. Like, that's the way it should be. So when I tell my little joke, it's more like I do that to try to bust people out of this idea, because it's like this idea of suffering now to create something greater in the future. It's insane. Yes. It doesn't work. Yeah. It's like the people who spend their lives working, hoping that they spend their lives being workaholics, knowing that when I retire, I can finally have fun. Except they retire and then they're too unhealthy to do anything, and then they die after a couple of years. It's like, no, we have to enjoy this 10 seconds. We have 10 seconds to live the rest of our lives. What are we going to choose in this 10 seconds?
And this is beautiful. And where can we find you?
Oh, online, you mean? So many places. Yeah, you can go to my website, which is drdainheer.com. And there's a lot of the stuff. And the only reason I send you there is because the other website that is awesome is accessconsciousness.com. There's just so much there because this is such a big body of work with thousands of facilitators in 176 countries that people go to the website, they're like, I know it says start here, but I'm not exactly sure where to go because we have so much. And then also to get bars, there's bars.accessconsciousness.com. And I have so many free things online. I mean, I've got over 300 YouTube videos that have these different tools, different ways of looking at things that are my gift to people. We've got online video series that are free also. And then there's some other stuff you can do online that you pay for. And then there's classes, and we have books. I mean, consciousness is such a big world, and you can apply it to anything. And from my sense, there's this space of being alive that we have available, that it's like you got when you got your bars run, you know, and the tapping into that. And the thing is, we can't hold on to it. A lot of us go, but I want to stay this way forever. I'm like, I know, but you're like a shark. If you, in about 3 days, you're going to be used to that. And then you're going to need to expand it even more. Well, how do you do that? By asking these questions, by, you know, potting the limitations that come up. And there's this great question that I've been giving people to ask that I would love everybody to have, which is, what is, and you can use it on anything, about anything, what is possible for me that I don't think is possible, that if I allowed the possibilities would actualize a different reality? So one more time, what is possible for you that you don't think is possible, that if you allowed the possibilities would actualize a different reality? And everything that doesn't allow that, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. This world we live in it's such a beautiful planet. There truly are so many beautiful people on it. We all know there are a lot of assholes too, but why let them ruin our beauty? Why let them ruin what we would like to create? Why would let them ruin our joy and our sense of communion and connection with each other? And if they don't want it, that's fine. But what if they didn't get to run the place anymore? What if the kind, gentle statesmen and the people who truly care about others and the planet, what if they could step up now and have the capacity to bring things in another direction? And also, what if you're one of those people? What if it's not just about the people in political office and in high places in the world? What if it's about all of us being that energy, being that awareness of future, being that awareness of possibility? What if that's what is actually required now? And what if that's what we're being invited to be?
That is beautiful. And I'm really thankful for all these questions, because most of the time what we do is we do affirmations, we do different things, but we never ask. And it's really different when we start to ask, you know?
Truly.
It's really, really different.
Truly my pleasure. And when you said it's really different, and I would say that's because questions actually work. Questions actually have the effect that we've been trying to get with these other things. And somewhere we know it because we know.